Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me as I try to give you the scoop on the content and quality of films so that you can decide whether or not you want to spend time or money watching a particular movie. So the movie I'm reviewing today is called Knox Goes Away. This film noir premieres in theaters on March 14th, 2024. It's rated R, mostly for bloody violence and language. It's an hour and 54 minutes, and my overall movie review mom grade is a B+. I actually really enjoyed this. So first, I'm going to give you an overview in a nutshell. I'll give you some tips for parents, some themes worth talking about, and then I'll point out things I really liked and didn't like about the film. And then we'll finish off with recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that you might also really like, if you like this one. All right, you ready to dive in? Me too. So in a nutshell, the film was directed by Academy Award nominee and Emmy Award winning Michael Keaton, who also stars in it and produces the movie. Writing credits go to Gregory Poirier. Hopefully I said that correctly. The story is about a hitman played by Michael Keaton who's diagnosed with early onset and very fast-moving dementia, a type of dementia. He races against the police to save his estranged son while also trying to outrun the ticking clock of his own deteriorating mind. Knox is a contract killer with a conscience, as he only kills truly bad guys who deserve it. Before his criminal career, he was a college professor who loved books. Producer Nick Gordon accurately described the film this way in the studio notes that the studio gave me, quote, "It's steeped in all the themes and motifs of classic film noir, a gritty urban setting, a flawed and alienated protagonist, an undercurrent of cynicism and fatalism, and moral ambiguity. It's fresh and familiar at the same time," end quote. I definitely enjoyed this movie, I think more than most film critics, and was thoroughly engaged the entire time. So let me give you some quick tips for parents. This is rated R, as I mentioned. There's profanity, F-bombs, and a few crude comments. We see murder, dead bodies, and lots of blood, talk of an abortion, talk of intimate relationships between unmarried people. Some of the themes that are illustrated very well are aging, dementia, and more specifically, the Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. We see murder and blood-soaked scenes. Various weapons are utilized. Themes of parenting, relationships, sacrifice, some alcohol and smoking are seen. Now, onto the list of things I really liked about this film. So, first of all, the thing that I really liked about the movie was Michael Keaton. I adore him and everything that he does. He's just such a fantastic actor. I was impressed with his direction and the layered character that he created for this role. Two of the films that he starred in, Spotlight and Birdman, both won the Academy Award for Best Picture back to back. He also made history by winning 3 SAG Awards. So will this film finally earn him a deserved Best Actor award? It's time, right? We'll see. I mean, there are some other great performances out there this year, but I really do hope at the very least he gets nominated for Best Actor. I thought he did a stellar job. Academy Award winner Al Pacino is also in this movie, and of course, gives an excellent performance. And we even get to see him do the little tango dance for just a split second. So again, quoting producer Nick Gordon, he said that the very first day that Al Pacino stepped foot onto the set, quote, "You could literally feel the energy shift on the set. He's a national treasure. It was a dream come true," end quote. I believe that for sure. He's not in the movie a ton, but he's awesome when he is. Another actor I really love watching is James Marsden. We usually associate him with comedies, romantic comedies, even musicals, but he gives an impressive dramatic performance in this. Really impressive. To round out the talented cast, we get to enjoy performances by Oscar winners Ray McKinnon and Marcia Gay Harden. Now, they're not in the movie a ton either, but of course, They're fantastic. The dialogue itself is sharp and witty and extremely darkly entertaining. Fun fact, the film was shot in only 25 days. The Emmy-nominated cinematographer for the film was Marshall Adams, who created the look for the popular TV show Better Call Saul. Did you ever see that one? There is palpable tension throughout the entire movie. I was so worried for Michael Keaton's character the entire time, especially when it seemed that he was making counterintuitive mistakes. I was like, oh my gosh, he is losing it. Did he mean to do that? Or, what's going to happen if he gets caught doing that thing? Now, I'm trying to keep this review spoiler free, so I don't want to give you any details. Just that I was really worried for him. And so the whole time I'm like, oh, don't do that or do that. I was immediately invested in him, which is something not all films are capable of doing. I said the word film weird, didn't I? There are screen cards that show us the passage of time in weeks, which is actually very helpful for us to understand the passage of time, but also the progression of this dementia. I love the dual meaning of the title that refers to Knox Goes Away, meaning referring to his deteriorating mind, but also the threat of his going away to jail if he gets caught doing some of the things that he's doing in the movie. The storyline of the character with dementia really hit home to me personally because my mother just passed away last year with dementia. It runs in her side of the family. I have aunts, uncles, grandmothers who have passed away due to complications associated with dementia. And so obviously I've been doing a lot of research to learn what I can do to stem that tide and to avoid it as long as possible. So wish me luck. And if you have any tips, comment down below. Now, on to just a couple of things that I didn't like about the movie or thought could have been done differently or better. For example, I had a really hard time understanding what Polish actress Joanna Kulig said because of her thick, whispered accent. There's a lot of whispering in this movie, but there's also a surprising amount of yelling. Most of the scenes are at night or with very subdued light, often making it really difficult to see everything that's happening. Now, I appreciated the light effect that director Michael Keaton was going for, but I found myself often leaning in, trying to see it because it was too darkened for my taste, maybe because I'm getting old, I don't know. All right, so whenever I watch movies, I take notes, and particularly I write down funny lines and interesting lines, simply so you can get a taste for the script writing quality and the dialogue and that kind of stuff. Anyway, so here's one of the funny lines. You can see my funny lines and the interesting lines written on my review at moviereviewmom.com, but I'll share some of them with you right now. So the father and the son are having a conversation. So that's Michael Keaton, the dad, talking to his son, James Marsden. So the dad says to the son, "Did you bury this guy?" After he finds out that his son shot somebody. And he says, "No, why?" And Michael Keaton says, "Because if you did, I was going to dig him up and kill him again, because neither one of them liked what it was that this guy did." Anyway, I thought that was kind of funny. And I wouldn't do the same thing, but I'd probably say I wanted to. Anyway, and then an interesting line is spoken by Michael Keaton's character when he says to somebody, and again, I don't want to give you any spoilers, I'm going to be vague, but he says to another character, "All you had to do was nothing." And this character intervened and caused a lot of problems. And I thought that was interesting. Now, while I was watching this movie, I was just thinking about how much I love Michael Keaton. And so I want to recommend some movies to you that have him in it, in case you're new to him as an actor, or in case these movies sort of flew under the radar and you haven't seen them. The first one is Birdman, as I mentioned, which won Best Picture. Now, it is also rated R, but it is really quirky and so well done and creative, and Michael Keaton's amazing in it. Another one is called The Founder. And while it's a fictionalized feature film, it is based on the true story of the founder of McDonald's, you know, the hamburger place. And it's a story you might not have ever heard before. And you will definitely look at McDonald's differently after you watch that movie. He's tremendous in that one, of course. Another one is Spotlight, the other one that I mentioned that won Best Picture. Michael Keaton is great. The whole cast is fantastic in that one. And then the last one that I want to recommend is called Multiplicity. I saw it years ago and just got such a kick out of it. It was such a creative idea. And Michael Keaton is so funny in it. And so it's a comedy. And if I remember, I think it's PG-13. I should have looked it up. But it's just a really fun, cute comedy with Michael Keaton. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope my reviews are helpful. If they are, comment down below, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, you know the drill. And when you get a minute, run over to my Facebook group called, guess what? Movie Review Mom. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.